Right now, millions of people with osteoporosis, a condition where bones gradually become weaker and more fragile, never get the education they need to protect themselves. Most of it happens in a single, rushed session with a nurse. 23 minutes, if you're lucky, and then you're on your own. So when I saw that researchers tested an AI chatbot to see if it could do this job, and do it well, I was genuinely curious. Welcome to Healthcare AI Daily. I'm Raphael, and this one surprised me. Here's how they set it up. The study was what researchers call a formative randomized controlled trial. And I want to explain that because it matters. Think of it as an early but carefully designed test. You take a group of patients, randomly split them into two groups, and compare what happens. In this case, 100 patients were divided. 45 used the chatbot, and 43 got the usual one-on-one education from a nurse. The researchers then measured three things: how much patients actually learned, how long the education took, and whether patients stuck with their treatment plans. Random assignment is key here. It ensures the comparison is fair and not biased by who chose what. Now here's where the results get interesting. Patients who used the chatbot scored higher on their knowledge tests, a median of 80 out of 100, compared to 75 for the nurse-led group. That is a statistically meaningful difference. But honestly, the knowledge scores are not what grabbed me. What really stood out was the time. Nurse-led education took 23 minutes on average. The chatbot delivered comparable knowledge in just 5 minutes. That is a 78% reduction. Think about what that means in a busy clinic. Nurses are already stretched thin, and if an AI tool can handle the foundational teaching in 5 minutes instead of 23, that frees up nearly 20 minutes per patient for the kind of care that truly needs a human touch. Now, I want to be honest with you. The picture is not entirely one-sided. When it came to behavior change, the results were more selective. Patients using the chatbot were more likely to take their calcium supplements regularly, which is genuinely important for bone health. And the chatbot was remarkably consistent. Nearly 90% of its responses were rated as highly reliable by independent evaluators, meaning different people reviewing the chatbot's answers independently agreed it was giving good, accurate information. But here is the honest part. The chatbot did not significantly change exercise habits, sunlight exposure, or overall adherence. Getting people to change behavior is harder than getting them to pass a knowledge test, and that is true whether the educator is human or artificial. So what does this mean for those of us thinking about healthcare AI in practice? A 78% reduction in education time is substantial. In healthcare systems around the world where nurses and doctors are already stretched thin, having an AI tool that can reliably deliver patient education and do it well could be genuinely transformative. And I want to emphasize, this does not replace the human connection. It complements it. Imagine a workflow where the chatbot handles the foundational teaching: what osteoporosis is, why calcium matters, how to take your medication, and then the nurse or doctor steps in for the nuanced conversation about your specific situation, your fears, your goals. That is the best of both worlds. Important caveats, and I always want to be upfront about these. This was an early-stage study with a relatively small group of patients. The results are promising, but they need to be confirmed in larger, longer trials. And the chatbot was not a magic solution for every health behavior. Changing exercise habits takes more than a conversation with an AI, as we saw. But the foundation is strong. This is a meaningful step toward using AI to make healthcare education more accessible and more efficient, and that matters for patients everywhere. Here's what I want to ask you. If you're building or deploying health AI tools, what's the biggest barrier you see to getting chatbots like this into actual clinical use? Is it trust? Workflow integration? Regulation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. If this kind of translation is useful to you, take a second to like and subscribe. It genuinely helps more people find the show. Healthcare AI Weekly airs every Friday at 9 a.m., and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other.